Hey everyone, my name is Mia Thompson, and I'm a 30-year-old graphic designer living in Seattle, Washington. And lessons learned. Today's story is personal. It's about how my best friend stole my promotion and my ideas. I built a new life and made sure she faced the truth. Stick around because this one has twists, heartbreak, and the sweetest revenge you've ever heard. Let's dive in. I grew up in a small suburb outside Seattle, in Bellevue, where the rain never stops and the coffee is always hot. My parents were both teachers, so creativity was encouraged at home. I loved drawing from a young age, sketches of mountains, city skylines, and dreamy logos. By the time I was in high school, I knew I wanted to be a graphic designer. I went to the University of Washington, majored in visual arts, and graduated with honors. Right after college, I landed a job at Technova, a big tech firm in downtown Seattle. It was entry-level, but I was excited. The office overlooked Puget Sound, and the team was full of young, ambitious people like me. That's where I met Chloe Bennett. She started a few months after me, and we clicked instantly. Chloe was from Portland, Oregon, but she moved to Seattle for the job. She had this bubbly personality, long blonde hair, always wearing trendy outfits, and a laugh that could light up a room. We bonded over late-night design sessions, complaining about our boss, Mr. Harlan, who was this strict guy in his 50s with a mustache that looked like it belonged in the 80s. "Mia, your ideas are gold," Chloe would say, sipping her latte. "We should team up and take over this place." Our friendship grew fast. We spent weekends hiking in the Olympic National Park, grabbing burgers at Dick's Drive-In, or binge-watching shows in my apartment in Capitol Hill. I trusted her like a sister. I'd share everything, my family stories, my dreams, even my insecurities about not advancing fast enough at work. Chloe was the same. She told me about her rough breakup with her ex-boyfriend back in Portland and how she wanted to prove herself in the design world. At Technova, we were both junior designers, but there was this big promotion coming up. The company was launching a new app called Nova Connect, a social platform for professionals. They needed a lead designer to head the visual branding. It was a dream job, higher pay, more responsibility, and a chance to work with the CEO directly. I poured my heart into preparing a pitch. For months, I worked on it after hours. I created mock-ups of sleek interfaces, color palettes inspired by the Pacific Northwest, greens from the forests, blues from the water. I even designed a logo that looked like interconnected waves, symbolizing connection. One night, after a long day, Chloe came over to my place. We were having pizza from Pagliacci's, and I showed her my pitch deck. "Chloe, check this out," I said, sliding my laptop over. "This is my baby. I've got user flow diagrams, mood boards, everything." She scrolled through it, her eyes wide. "Mia, this is incredible. The wave logo? Genius. You're going to crush that interview." I felt so good hearing that from her. We talked for hours, brainstorming ways to make it even better. I even shared my Google Drive link with her, so she could add notes if she wanted. Little did I know, that was the beginning of the end. The promotion interviews were scheduled for the following week. I was nervous but prepared. I practiced in front of my mirror, wearing my best blazer from Nordstrom. Chloe had her interview the day before mine. She texted me afterward. "It went okay, but yours will be better. Good luck." I smiled, feeling supported. My turn came. I walked into the conference room, heart pounding. Mr. Harlan was there with two other executives. I started my presentation, clicking through slides. But as I got to the core ideas, the wave logo, the color scheme, Mr. Harlan interrupted. "This looks familiar," he said, frowning. "Chloe presented something very similar yesterday." My stomach dropped. "What do you mean?" I asked, trying to stay calm. He pulled up Chloe's pitch on a screen. It was almost identical. The logo was the same, just tweaked slightly. The mood boards? Copied. Even the tagline I came up with, "Connect like never before," was there. I felt like the room was spinning. "This can't be right," I stammered. I shared this with her. "These are my ideas." But they looked at me like I was the one copying. Chloe had presented first, so it seemed like hers were original. After the meeting, I confronted Chloe in the break room. "What the hell, Chloe? You stole my pitch." She looked shocked at first, then defensive. "Mia, I didn't steal anything. We brainstormed together, remember? I just built on what we discussed." I was furious. "Build on? You took everything. The drive link was for notes, not to copy." She shrugged. "Design is collaborative. You should be happy one of us got it." A few days later, the announcement came. Chloe got the promotion. I was passed over. The office buzzed with congratulations for her. She moved to a bigger desk, started leading meetings. And me? I was sidelined. Projects I was on got reassigned to her team. It felt like a punch to the gut. Our friendship? Over. She stopped inviting me to lunches, ignored my texts. One day, I overheard her telling a coworker, "Mia was holding me back. I had to move forward." I was devastated. I cried in my car in the parking garage, rain pounding on the roof. How could my best friend do this? I thought about quitting right then, but I needed the job. Bills don't pay themselves in Seattle. The rent in Capitol Hill was killer. So I stuck it out for a few more months, but the atmosphere was toxic. Chloe acted like nothing happened, even taking credit for old designs I'd helped with. Finally, I couldn't take it anymore. I handed in my notice. Mr. Harlan seemed surprised. "Mia, you're talented. Why leave?" I wanted to spill everything, but I had no proof. They'd believe her over me. I just said, "Personal reasons." As I packed my desk, Chloe walked by without a word. That was the last straw. Leaving Technova was scary. I had some savings, but Seattle's cost of living is no joke. I moved to a smaller apartment in Fremont, the quirky neighborhood with the troll under the bridge. It was cheaper, but I felt lost. No job, no best friend, no direction. I spent days on my couch, scrolling through LinkedIn, seeing Chloe's posts about her amazing new role and innovative designs. It burned. But then something clicked. I remembered why I loved design in the first place, creating for myself, not a corporation. I decided to freelance. I set up a profile on Upwork and Fiverr, offering graphic design services. At first, it was slow. A logo here, a website banner there. I charged low rates to build reviews. To fill time, I started an Instagram account at @MiaDesignsNW, sharing my work, tips, and behind the scenes. One post blew up. It was a tutorial on creating Pacific Northwest-inspired color palettes. I filmed it in my apartment, using simple tools like Adobe Illustrator. "Hey guys, Mia here from Seattle. Today, let's capture the essence of our rainy city in designs." It got 10,000 views overnight. Comments poured in. "This is so helpful. Love your style." I kept posting daily tips, time-lapse, Q&As. My followers grew from 100 to 1,000, then 10,000. I networked online, joining design forums and Reddit communities like r/graphic_design. I collaborated with small businesses. A coffee shop in Ballard needed a menu redesign. A startup in Tacoma wanted app icons. The money started coming in, enough to cover rent and groceries. But more than that, I felt free. No boss, no backstabbing friends. Just me and my creativity. Still, the betrayal lingered. I'd see Chloe's updates on LinkedIn, her team launching Nova Connect with my stolen ideas. The app was a hit, and she was getting praise. It fueled a fire in me. I saved every email, every file from our shared drive. Proof was there, timestamps showing I created them first. But exposing her now felt petty. I wanted something bigger. One day, I got an email from Innovatech, Technova's biggest rival in Silicon Valley, but they had an office in Bellevue. They saw my Instagram and wanted to interview me for a senior designer position. "Your online portfolio is impressive," the recruiter said. I was stunned. This job paid more than the promotion at Technova, with remote options. I aced the interview, showing original work from my freelance gigs. I got the offer. Starting fresh at Innovatech, I felt empowered. My team was supportive, the project's exciting, like designing for their new AI tool. But in the back of my mind, revenge brewed. Chloe thought she won. She was wrong. At Innovatech, things moved fast. My boss, Sarah Jenkins, was a powerhouse, 40s sharp, from New York, but loving the West Coast vibe. "Mia, your ideas are fresh. Let's run with them," she'd say in meetings. I led the visual branding for AI Connect, an app that used AI to match mentors and ments. I drew from my Betrayal, themes of trust, connection, but with safeguards. Meanwhile, my online following exploded. At Mia Designs NW hit 100,000 followers. I started a YouTube channel too, posting longer tutorials. How to protect your ideas in design was a hit, subtly shading what happened without naming names. Comments: "This sounds like my story." I monetized with ads, sponsorships from software companies like Adobe. Life got better. I bought a condo in Queen and, with views of the Space Needle. I dated a bit, a guy named Alex from a hiking group, but it didn't last. Focus was on growth. I hired an assistant for freelance work, turning it into a small agency. But Chloe, I kept tabs. She was thriving at Technova, posting about conferences in Las Vegas, team retreats in Whidbey Island. It irked me. Then opportunity knocked. Innovatech announced a partnership with a major client, overlapping with Technova's market. My project would directly compete with NovaConnect. I dug out those old files. Timestamps, emails, irrefutable proof. I anonymized them and shared snippets in a blog post on my site. Lessons from a stolen pitch. It went viral in design circles. People speculated. Chloe messaged me for the first time in years. "Take that down, Mia. It's lies." I ignored her. The stage was set. As my career soared, I planned a revenge carefully. It had to be cinematic, like a movie where the underdog wins big. No petty social media blasts, something professional, impactful. First, I built alliances. At a design conference in San Francisco, I networked with industry leaders. I mentioned my story vaguely. I once had ideas taken by a colleague. Word spread. One exec from Technova's board heard whispers. Then the exposure. I had a friend in IT who helped verify the file's metadata. I compiled a dossier, emails, drive logs showing Chloe accessed and copied my work hours after I shared. I didn't leak it directly. Instead, I pitched an article to a design magazine, Design World, based in Chicago. The dark side of collaboration, when friends steal ideas. They loved it, published anonymously at first, but with enough details for insiders to connect dots. Chloe's world cracked. Comments on her posts. "Is this about you?" Technova investigated. Mr. Harlan called her in. She denied, but the proof was ironclad. Meanwhile, my AI Connect launched. Reviews. Better than NovaConnect, fresher design, intuitive. Sales skyrocketed. Technova's stock dipped. Chloe was fired. Jobless, her reputation tarnished. The day Chloe got fired, I got a call from an unknown number. It was her. "Mia, you ruined me," she sobbed. I stayed calm. "You ruined yourself, Chloe. I just showed the truth." She begged for help finding a job. I hung up. Looking back, betrayal hurt, but it made me stronger. I built something better. So that's my story. If you enjoyed this story, hit like and subscribe for more family revenge stories. Thanks for watching.